Even being a mom, naturally, sometimes you just become a mom. You would be clueless about some things. You have to learn it firsthand. My son taught me how to be an exceptional mom to him because he was given to me, and I guess there was an inner capacity because he wouldn't have been given to me if I didn't have that capacity to be his own mom. So every day he wakes up, he has to be massaged, bath. He loves to play. He loves it. He may not be able to respond like a normal kid, like play and babble. He hasn't said babbling. No. He's just he's 2+. He should be able to say some words, but doesn't make sounds. But I notice that when I dance, play, sing, his eyes will light up, and he's telling me, yes, you're doing a good job. That's what he's telling me. He likes going out. He likes seeing people, he likes to eat his food. he just loves life, basically, in his unique way. So being an exceptional mom to a special needs kid is just being free with the child. Accept the child as the child is. Don't feel bad. No. You weren't given a curse. You're given a special child. Find out in Nigerian parlance, the mumu button of that child. If the child likes to watch cartoons, have cartoon time. Go out. Don't treat the child like he is a liability. I take my child when it's conducive for him. Take him out to see. He loves to explore the world, and I think that's part of it. Being willing to just love and enjoy the baby that you have as a special needs child. It doesn't matter. Have fun.
That's my mom. The future.
I believe challenges that come with motherhood may differ. Depends on your home and the structure and all that. One of the initial challenges I had, because when he was born, it was tedious domestically. So I said, you know what, Jody, if you want to still sing again, get yourself a nanny. So that was how I was able to deal with it. I got myself a nanny. The first nanny didn't stay. The first nanny stayed not up to 36 hours or not up to 36 hours. And she wasn't angry. She said, Madam, I empathize with you. I'm sorry, I can't stay. This time I've stayed, don't worry. But I can't do this work. It's not easy. That's what she told me. She left. She was like begging me, please don't be angry. I cannot do this work. The hours I've spent, don't worry about it. I just want to go. So it was tedious. My son had his special demands, and so I got another nanny. Because I couldn't give up. I need a capable hand to support so that I can also have a life, sing, be an individual again on my own. So I got a nanny, and I noticed that she had a passion for the boy. I noticed, because there are some nannies that are bad news. So I found a nanny that was, by the grace of God, good for him. She loves him and everything. We've been together for a while now, over about 2 years now, and I noticed that she's good at it. So I stuck with her. I also worked on certain things, like I just released a new song, started going to the studio, and those things, they may not be directly involved with being a mom, but it helped me gain my individuality back. And so that joy I feel as a human being, I transfer it to the boy, and also being busy, it helps me. That may not be the solution for another mom. For another mom, it may be unique. Maybe it's just spending 24 hours with the baby. That might be therapeutic for me. But for me, I saw that this is not my strength. I got a nanny to help, because it involves massages and all that. Although we still get professionals to do massage, so almost every day he's on physiotherapy. So I got those places sorted out, got my own emotional, worked on my own self emotionally, so that I don't stay depressed. And when I'm getting into that mode again, I'm like, hey, I find a way to come out of it and just keep at it. So this is my own unique solution. I want to just state clearly that it may be different for you. So find your own. For me initially, one of the things that was therapeutic for me too was, letting him come out. People may say social media is bad, but it was an inner cry to say, hey, everybody out there, this is how my son looks. His head shape is not round. It's like this, and I want you to accept him like that. He doesn't babble like other kids. Accept him like that. He's not walking yet. Accept him. It was an inner cry. Some people may have misread it, but it was an inner cry to say, everybody, I have a special needs child, and I want him to be accepted in this world. When he goes out, you should know that. You should not say, what's wrong with him? Because initially, people were sending me message, what's wrong with your child? Does he have Down syndrome? Does he have this? I mean, strangers. I said, don't worry. And now my son is accepted as he is, and I'm happy about it. So that was my own therapy. For some other moms, it may be different. So you don't have to post your child on social media if it doesn't help you. Because I went for one seminar some time ago, and the person speaking was like, see, the special needs child is not the one with the challenge. You as the parent is the one. Because the child knows his or herself as he came. But you are the one that has to work on your mind and accept him and tell yourself, you know what, this child is a gift. You have to tell yourself, you have to believe it. Because if you don't believe it, you will be depressed. Because sometimes I'm like, hey God, I wish my child would just call my name. How is she would do this? But you know what? I tell myself again, you know what? If he's going to call your name, he will in his time. If he's not, then he has superpowers that you are yet to discover. And I'm not just telling myself lies. It's the truth. Every child has their own special gifts, and mine too is not an exception. One of the major slogan my mom has always told me growing up, even to date, remember who you are. She says that a lot when I'm about going somewhere, maybe going to school, like when I was going to school, boarding school, university, and it's a journey that involves me being away for a while. She says, remember whose child you are, remember who you are, just to remind me that not to forget the values that I was brought up with.
Trying to be closer to God, you are trying to tell God that yes, I am your child.
I was commanded to obey my mother and worship God and to establish prayers. They are a place that when you come with reverence.
You should tell the believing women that they should lower their gaze and guard their modesty.
Until when we meet next time, same station and same time, my name still remains Brother DM.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Nigerian first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's be together.
How can we develop? We're always in crisis. Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, truth and understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's be together.
We all have stories to tell.
The small boy kicked me to open fire, so I said, okay, you can press the right hand. So that's what how my right hand was covered.
He's working with closely with which year that it was that guy. No, he's not an ordinary eye. No, he's not an eye. Do you use marry his wife?
It all depends on how I handle my story and how you're able to handle your own story.
It is what you decide in your mind that determines you, not your situation.
I don't hear well. But one thing is, we are better together. Welcome to Against All Odds on the Nigerian Television Authority, a program that brings to your doorstep the lives of persons with disability.
There's just something about speed and simplicity, but that speed and simplicity can be deceiving when you get behind the wheel. 30-year-old Emily sent this text message to her husband: "I love you and I'll try to make you happy." Moments later, Emily was killed when her car slammed into the back of a tractor trailer. 18-year-old Mary was also texting when his car slammed into the back of a truck at 80 miles per hour. His final text was,
"Driving and Facebooking is not safe. Haha."
You probably think that this thing can happen to you. You are not alone. 55% of young adult drivers say that it is easy to text and drive. 3/4 of the same young adults feel that they are really good texting behind the wheels. Reality is, they are all delusional. That quick look at your phone takes longer than you think. 5 seconds are really long. Imagine you're driving on the road and someone suddenly covers your face for 5 quick seconds like this. You will probably feel very lucky if it didn't crash. But you chose to take your sight off the road just like that anytime you're sending or reading a text. Texting and driving is fast becoming the leading cause of teens' death on the road world over, surpassing even drinking and driving. But if you think dying in a car crash is the worst thing that happens to you, I tell you it is not. You can survive after you've killed someone else. Imagine spending the rest of your life knowing you killed someone just because of a text message. Now imagine going to jail just because of text message. Still think it will never happen to you? Still think you're the special one? There are so many that have been found guilty of texting while driving. But you can make a difference, just like so many young people have vowed not to text and drive. Leave your cell phone alone while driving. If you must send a text message, pull off the road into a parking lot or anywhere that is safe. No text is so important that it should cost your life or the life of someone else. You are not different. You are not special. You're just another accident waiting to happen if you do not desist from texting and driving. So, don't text and drive.
information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News Mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the You Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
NTA, you can't ignore it.
Naysayers have recently ramped up their criticism of the Buhari administration for borrowing. These critics are very insincere. We do not borrow for recurrent expenditure.
Research has shown that violence is one of the democratic journey since independence. Most political actors purposefully influence the process and outcome of elections through coercive acts against humans, property, and infrastructure. Benue State has also had its share of the bitter pill of electoral violence at one time or the other. As the political parties nationwide commence campaigns, the Benue State Commissioner of Police Wale Abbas convened a meeting with political parties in the state, which ended with the signing of a peace accord. What could be the driving force behind this move? How do the political parties react to it? What other measures have the state's police command put in place to ensure a violence-free electioneering in Benue State come 2023? This and many more will be our focus on Panorama today, coming to you from Makadi Network Center. I am Fatima Hassan, but first, the news of the day. The Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambo, says the Abuja to Kaduna train services suspended for about 7 months due to the attack would resume operation soon with the release of the last batch of the 23 kidnapped victims. While briefing the media in Abuja, the minister stated that no ransom was paid for the release of the victims. Oyinaya Oka reports.
On March 28, 2022, the last train from Abuja to Kaduna with about 362 passengers and 23 crew members was attacked in Katari close to Kaduna State. 8 passengers were killed, 26 injured, and about 168 kidnapped. After 9 days in captivity, the first victim released was the Managing Director of Bank of Agriculture, Ali Hassan. Others followed in batches after some months, and the last batch of 23 victims were released after about 7 months in captivity.
It is the position of this government that under no circumstances should there be collateral damage. The military and security agencies that have been charged with the responsibility of securing the release of these hostages should not act in a way that will endanger the lives of the same hostages.
With the release, the Minister of Transportation, Mahazujaji Sambo, said train movement will commence soon and adequate security measures will be put in place to prevent future occurrence in all the train stations across the country.
We are going to resume very soon. So we have a short-term and a long-term plan. The short-term measures will be put in place very, very quickly to enable rail services commence. And beyond a period of 3 months, we will have put in place a sustainable plan that will ensure that our rail lines are safe and secure.
The minister noted that no ransom was paid to secure the release of any victim.
I want to state categorically that because this government does not support and approve of ransom payments, no kobo was paid in exchange for the release of these 23 hostages. Indeed, for the other ones as well.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation, Magdalene Ajani, said the released victims and their families are undergoing post-trauma rehabilitation care in Kaduna Hospital. Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
Efforts are being made to resolve the dilemma of travelers along the Lokoja-Kotumkerfi Abuja Highway. Francis Odojo, however, reports that travelers with a phobia for water are yet to be provided with alternative, as boats are the only way out for stranded commuters on this axis.
Over a week now, commuters along the Lokoja-Abuja highway have been faced with difficulty in accessing the routes following gridlock caused by flood water, leading to the breakdown of vehicles. This has ultimately impeded movement from both ends of the road. As a result of this situation, the only viable option for commuters are boats and canoes, which now ferry people from Kotumkerfi through waterways to Lokoja.
Before we know they go Koto, anybody will carry from KRC and now Koto direct.
Before people they fear too much, and as of now, when they talk to them now, they're just everybody on the day kind, and then we move and JJ.
In an ironic turn of events, the devastation wrought by the floods has provided an avenue for brisk business for maritime workers and boat operators. This is to the detriment of desperate commuters who are being charged exorbitantly.
I paid 7,000 naira from Ekiti down here. I was unable to get to Abuja. Now I'm paying 2,000 naira to enter Keno, which is very bad. Now before I will go to Nasaras, I don't know what I will even meet in front again. So please, government should help us and do something about this.
Normally we do enter 2,000 naira, but now we spend up to 5,000 to be able to cross, to reach Lokoja, to Koto, before we cannot take motor to Abuja.
While boat transportation is not the safest due to rising water levels, operators are advised to abide by the maritime safety regulations of avoiding overloading and speeding, as well as provision of life jackets to passengers. From Lokoja, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Benue State Governor Samuel Otom has sympathized with victims of the current flooding in the state. The governor, who went round some of the affected communities in Makudi, lamented the persistent flood disasters in the state and attributed the laments to the shallow state of rivers Benue and Niger. Charles Abba has details.
It was a horrible sight to behold as Governor Samuel Otom moved round to assess the damage done by the flood waters in Makudi, the Benue State capital. Houses were submerged around Rice Mill, Wadata Market, Awe community in Urukum, and communities around Judges' quarters. Executive Secretary, Benue State Emergency Management Agency, Emmanuel Shaw, briefed the governor on the magnitude of the disaster in various parts of the state.
We have profiled about 116,084 persons that have been affected. Over 12,000 households have been affected. Upon our directive and our mobilization, we have distributed relief materials to over 24 communities in Makodi that are affected. Today we came out and started another phase, which is a mop-up, because there are some communities, because of the rise in the water level, other people were left uncaptured.
Governor Samuel Otom, who expressed pain over the persistent flooding in Benue, commended the Federal Emergency Management Agency for quick response, but called on the federal government to revisit the contract by the Alhaji Musa Yar'Adua administration for dredging of the river Benue. The governor also tasked Benue federal legislators of the three zones to take the matter up in the upper chambers. He, however, assured that the flood waters will soon recede, but cautioned victims not to rush for reoccupation of their houses without proper fumigation. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
In a bid to create awareness for the general public and government organizations to support healthcare workers in the midst of crisis, the Nigerian Red Society, Benue State, has organized a street walk in some major streets of Makurdi town. Correspondent Grace Ichekwa completes the report.
The awareness walk, which started from the Wilkin roundabout and ended at the Makurdi office, was to draw the attention of the general public on the need to give health workers maximum support in discharging their duties, especially in the
cities. Most of us, either due to ignorance or taking laws into our hands, we break the rule of international guidelines that say, one, for instance, nobody should be hanging AK-47 dangling and entering the hospital. Because what if such a person is provoked while there? The result will be catastrophic.
A partner of the Nigerian Red Cross Society, Benue State, Gaddafi Asemanya, is calling on individuals and groups to partner with the organization to serve humanity better.
The Red Cross Society alone cannot do it alone. Coupled with the high rate of insecurity, displacement of people, attack from banditry, road accidents, and many numerous disasters.
The Nigerian Red Cross Society was established by an Act of Parliament in 1960 and became the 86th member of the National Society of the League of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, now known as International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, on the 4th of February 1961. Their responsibilities include promoting and improving health conditions, preventing of diseases, and reducing sufferings, as well as to provide emergency relief services for disaster victims. In Makurdi, Grace Ichekwa, NTA News.
You are watching Panorama. The studio discussion will continue right after this timeout. Stay tuned.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization efforts within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back and thanks for being there with us. Commissioner of Police Wale Abbas says the police will arrest and prosecute miscreant or any party supporter who causes violence during political campaigns. He made that known in a meeting with representatives of the 18 political parties in Benue State. Simbiat Agbaji reports that all representatives of the party signed a peace accord.
The meeting, which was held at the instance of the Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command, Wale Abbas, is aimed at creating an enabling environment towards violence-free campaigns ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Commissioner of Police told the people that the command will not relent on their mandate of maintaining law and order and cautioned party stakeholders to warn their supporters against engaging in violence. Mr. Wale Abbas assured them that there would be adequate security to ensure smooth campaigns.
The only way we can achieve peace in the course of campaigning is for everybody to come on board. We had a meeting with all the DPOs across the state just to put them online. That is no longer business as usual, and everybody must be aligned to his or her responsibility in your area.
Representatives of various political parties pledged peaceful campaigns as they will ensure it will be issue-based.
This meeting is timely, as my colleague on PDP have said, and it's a welcome development because when brothers sit on a round table to discuss, I'm very sure that it will happen such harmonious working relationship won't be missing or anything that will lead to violence. This is our country, this is our state. We support this country, our children will suffer from it.
A peace accord was signed by all parties present, signifying unity and peace. In Makurdi, Simbiat Agbaji, NTA News.
Thank you, Simbiat. And to shed more light on this, I have with me in the studio the Police Public Relations Officer, SP Serefe Anene. PPRO, you're welcome to Panorama.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. So, from the report we just watched, how would you assess the level of security in Benue State since the new CP assumed office?
Thank you for having me. I would like to say that Benue State Police Command is relatively peaceful compared to the time before the CP came in. If you have been following events, you must have seen arrest of criminal gangs who have been disturbing the state.
Okay.
We have neutralized so many of these gangs. Some of them are undergoing trial as we speak. That has brought calm to the state. CP Wale Abbas, the CP of Benue State Police Command, has an open door policy. He relates with stakeholders at any time, at any point he's available. That has helped to curtail some of the excesses that we're experiencing in the state.
Okay.
And like I said, Benue State is calm.
Okay. All right. You just mentioned that the CP has an open door policy where he holds meetings with relevant stakeholders. So what do you foresee during and after the campaign and elections in Benue State, considering his series of meetings with stakeholders in the state?
The command has handled so many elections even before now. We had the just concluded 2019 general elections. We learned from that election, and that's why the CP has started preparing for the forthcoming elections.
Okay.
I believe that this election will be safe.
Okay.
Our duty is to create a safe space for electorates.
Okay.
And we have started doing that already. Before, in the past 3 weeks, we have a collection of officers across the state.
Okay.
We draw them from time to time for training in preparation for campaigns and the elections.
Okay.
That has been ongoing. I believe we are ready. We have received series of trainings, including myself.
Okay. So what are these new trainings that you have put in place so that you can restore peace in the state, considering that research has shown that we had a lot of violence in the state during the 2019 election? So what is new you're bringing on board?
As we speak, the command is running a combat training for officers collected across the state, like I said, to manage cases of violence. we cannot say that people will not respond in a way that to show grievance or disappointment.
Okay.
It is part of elections, but the command is prepared to handle such situations if they come up.
Okay.
But even at that, we are still advising that we will do our best to secure the environment for the elections. So we are encouraging the good people of Benue State to remain calm, cooperate with the police, because we will be apolitical. We will be very, 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 very apolitical.
Okay. So now, talking about the peace accord that was signed, what was the response? Kind of maybe reaction from stakeholders. How was it like?
This meeting was held between the police and party escorts. That's officials of political parties in the state. And they were very happy to see that the police is ready to bring them together and work with them. The CPO was able to expose a lot of plans on ground to make sure that we are not we are neutral in the process. They expressed their joy and the pledge to remain peaceful during this period.
Okay, so talking about remaining peaceful during this period, humans have a way of trying to put down their opponent, and there's something which is very rampant in the state right now, that's the destruction of billboards by party supporters. So how is the police handling this matter?
The police have already started handling such issues. Last 2 weeks, we had a case of a young man who went to destroy a party billboard. He was arrested and arraigned. He's undergoing trial as we speak. So we will not play with such situations that can bring up violence in the state. We have started that already. So there are laws guiding us on such issues.
So you now have laws guiding us on such issues. So what are the sanctions for airing political parties? Do we have any on ground?
There are sanctions, but that will be for the courts and not the police. The police will do their duty of arrest, investigations and arraignment. It would be for the courts to assign punishments to such erring political parties.
Okay, all right. So what are the steps the political parties should take before campaigning to avoid violence in the society?
Like the CP said in the stakeholder meeting we had, he encouraged political parties to organize sensitization programs for their loyalists, for their followers and their members, so that they will be aware of rules and regulations guiding the election process. So that we will not have situations where people will wake up and begin to take up the laws to their hands and act out of the law. Yes, so we encourage them to sensitize their members, sensitize their followers. That is where we usually have problems. Most times not with the political actors, but their followers.
Talking about the followers, is there a forum where followers can be properly educated on the need to have a peaceful election in the state, free of violence?
There are so many platforms. This is one of the platforms. We will use the media, we will liaise with the media a lot to sensitize people on rules of engagement during the electoral process. There are other platforms. We have stakeholder meetings. We did one at the INEC office just last week. It's been ongoing and we will continue to do that.
So before we go, what's your parting word to people out there that they need to promote peaceful coexistence in the society and promote a violence-free election?
I want to tell the good people of Benue State that Benue is our state. We should do everything to protect Benue State, protect lives, protect property. So the security will not be for police alone. The police will collaborate with all other security agencies. Every other person that is willing to join the police.
It is a collective responsibility. Thank you very much, PPRO, for coming on Panorama.
Thank you.
Still on Panorama is our sports update, and Oche Ombede is our guide.
We begin with cricket, where Kenya, Nigeria and Malawi have qualified to the Division 1 of the ICC World Qualifiers in South Africa. All three countries booked their spots after emerging first, second and third in the just concluded Division 2 qualifiers held at the Cricket Oval of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. In the final game, Kenya defeated Nigeria by 90 runs in 35 overs against Nigeria's 79 runs in 20.4 overs, equaling 11 runs to emerge champions of the competition.
What we've seen today, we've seen these young ones under 19. The future is really bright for them.
I'm very hopeful that we'll qualify for the next World Cup. We have things in place to make sure that this team that you see, talented individuals, we are even going to come back stronger.
8 African countries competed in the week-long event. To football, Plateau and Rivers United say they are battle ready as they go into the last preliminary round of the CAF Champions League Sunday. Plateau will take on Esperance of Tunisia in Abuja, while Rivers United welcome Wider Athletic Club of Morocco in Port Harcourt.
The way people are talking about Esperance, yeah, Esperance, very difficult, but they are not impossible.
Meanwhile, in the CAF Confederations Cup, Kwara United will take on Bekani of Morocco at the Kwara Sports Stadium in Ilori.
Kwara United will play that entertaining football and purposeful football for us to qualify for the stage.
Still on football, 4 matches will be decided in the English Premier League as Crystal Palace welcome Leeds United, West Ham take on Fulham, Arsenal look to return to the top of the table as they play Liverpool at the Emirates, while Manchester United visit Everton. And finally to tennis, 21-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic will face Stefanos Tsitsipas in Sunday's final of the Astana Open as he beats for his 90th ATP title. The Serb advanced to the final after his opponent Daniel Medvedev retired because of injury on Saturday. With sports update, Oche Ngwiri, NTA News.
That sports update wraps it up on Panorama today. But do remember, be a star.